flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency. The latest road conditions for the state you are calling from can be obtained by calling 511. This is KPS 509 broadcasting on a frequency of 162.500 MHz. Here are the 4 p.m. observations for East Central Idaho, Western Montana, Northwest Wyoming, and Eastern Washington for Friday, October 21st. Salmon, it was cloudy. The temperature was 67 degrees, with a dew point of 24, and a relative humidity of 19%. The wind was west at 16 miles an hour, gusting to 24. The pressure was 29.55 inches and falling. And Dillon, it was cloudy. The temperature was 60 degrees, with a dew point of 26, and a relative humidity of 27%. The wind was southwest at 9 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.55 inches and falling. At Coeur d'Alene, rain with a temperature of 39 degrees.
Alrighty, my friends, what is going on, my friends? Hope you guys are doing alright. Glad to have you guys here for today. First of all, Proxy here with a $45 donation. Proxy, you absolutely rock, my man. Thank you so much, Proxy. You absolutely rock. Thank you once again for all of your very generous support. Anyways, my friends, hope y'all are doing great. Glad to have you guys here for today. Let's go ahead and see who is here straight off the bat. We have ourselves, Fork is here. I'm actually going to turn this down just a little bit. Let's see, Fork, Megan, Proxy, Colton, Mickey's here, Devin. Let's see. Let's go and see here. Who else is here for today? Rain is here as well. Let's see, Ghost is here. What's up, you guys? Hope you're doing all right. Glad to have you guys here for today. So, we have ourselves a lot of stuff we do need to talk about in regarding to this system. Let me actually turn this down on my end. It's a little bit too loud, but anyways. But yeah, so we have ourselves a lot of stuff we do need to talk about in regarding to this in particular system. So let's just go ahead and jump on into it, my friends. Going to go ahead and put on the shades because, you know, because why not? But anyways, my friends, like I said, thank you all for joining us. Hope you guys are doing all right. Let's see, Liam's here. What's up, Liam? Hope you're doing all right. SD Gaming. Christopher, what's up, guys? Glad to have you guys here. Thank you so much for joining us today. So, first of all, okay, first stage has begun on this system we've been talking about. Like I said, this is, I believe, our 4th update on this, 4th or 5th update here on this system here. And we've already started to see the first stage already starting to kick off here. So we are already starting to see that kick off here right now, with starting off with all this moisture that's actually currently driving across portions of the upper northwest. And you want to know something, guys? This is actually starting to turn into snow across portions here of Idaho, as well as portions here of western Montana. Already starting to see that turn from rain into snow. So the beginning of this system is already beginning here. We have ourselves, you know, obviously a lot of snowfall that is expected to occur across portions of the upper northwest. Really over the next few days. I mean, over the next several days, this is going to be having impacts here in regarding to things like, you know, like I was saying, I mean, this has not just the winter possibilities, not just the risk of, you know, like I said, not just the risk of snow and sleet and all kinds of mixture of precipitation, but there's also the threat for the possibility of, you know, thunderstorms too. There's actually a threat for severe thunderstorm, which is definitely really, really crazy here. So, let's go see Proxy gifting 10 memberships again. Proxy, thank you so much. Big shout out goes to you. Congratulations, guys. Let's see Colton here, J Up, Virgil, Conjure. Let's see Marilyn here. Chris, ATR Media, Bot, Lee Hunter, Airfish. You guys are now members on the channel. Congratulations, obviously, to you guys. Thank you so much. Once again, Proxy, if you guys got a membership, please give Proxy a big thank you for all the kind support there. Definitely really is generous. So, anyways, but like I was saying, my friends, yeah, we have the first stage that's really starting to kind of kick off here across the way. We are obviously seeing all of this moisture move its way across portions of the region. Now, if we take a look here over back towards the models, like I said, we're really going to be looking at the models here today in regarding to things. Time's in the top right, guys. If you do want to look at it, the time is on the top right. You guys can see
right here where I'm highlighting the values. That is the current time here, according to the models we're looking at here. So here we go. So we track our way down here in time. Obviously, all that moisture will continue to track its way up here to the northwest, really kicking in some upper level snowfall. Like I said, towards areas towards like Washington, Oregon, but for the most part, kind of more towards like Idaho, portions of Montana, as well as portions near like Wyoming. Those guys are going to really be seeing a lot of potential upper level snowfall, in which something we definitely do got to watch out here for. So, but that is indeed what we are talking about here. Then what's going to happen is this low pressure system is going to wrap in on itself. It's going to actually get quite strong as the low pressure system moves its way towards like the northern plains into the north central plains here, really kicking up, really dragging in all this moisture here, and eventually tracking its way up here to the northeast. So we're gonna go ahead and play this in time here, just so you guys can see the loop in regarding to the models. Like I said, the models are not perfect, obviously. They give you an idea of what could happen in the future. Like I said, they're far from perfect, and I doubt they'll ever be perfect. But like I was saying, is that first stage has already begun. Moisture across the upper northwest really kicking in. It's kind of stalling out there. Upper level snowfall is expected to occur. And then obviously we are going to see the wrapping motion of the system really start to kick its way up here to the northeast, really driving in all the snow. So here's the thing. Honestly, so Devin, I know you're here. Devin, you are in line for some snow here. Obviously, possibly quite a bit, as we could see some heavy snow bands out of the system in particularly. But anyways, regardless though, like I was saying, we are seeing a lot of heavy snow that will likely be a thing with the system here. And like I said, it's not just the snow that's going to be a concern too. It's also the thunderstorm possibilities as well. Now, we actually do have a severe risk here for Sunday, in which we do got to be watching out for it. It also does look like towards like Utah, even Colorado. You guys might actually be seeing some snow here. Let's see. Megan was one to talk about. Megan's talking about Utah. Let's see here. Asking if it is going to snow on Saturday. So it does look like it will snow across Utah on Saturday. Definitely does look like that'll be a big possibility. So we'll definitely watch out for it. We'll definitely keep our eyes on this here for the most part. But yeah, so definitely we got to watch out for it. Once again, like I was saying, the main thing is right now on our main screen, here's what's currently happening. You can obviously see all that precipitation, all that moisture really starting to drive its way in. And like I was saying, we're starting to see some of that precipitation turn to snow across some of these regions here. Let's go and see Lillian with a $2 donation. Thank you so much. Saying, is central Wisconsin still only going to get rain? So, if we take a look here back at our models once again, yeah, so it really does look like the areas towards like Wisconsin, it's just going to be in the rain area. You're going to be what we call the warm sector. You're going to be on that warm front area. So basically, all of this warm air is going to come up and go into Wisconsin here just before the system moves up. Like I said, this low pressure system is kind of tracking its way here to the east, and eventually it's going to get like a northerly push here and track its way up here into portions near like Canada, which does mean that yes, you are obviously always going to stay on the far right-hand side of that central low. That low is going to be to the left of you, meaning that you are going to be in that warm air, obviously ruling out any chances of snow. So yeah, if you get anything, it's likely just going to be some rain, but honestly, I'd even say, hey, I mean, it's possible. We actually could see maybe even some thunderstorm activity towards the region, and that's actually something I do want to talk to you guys about here right now, is if we take a look here across the way, and regarding to the outlook here for day 3, which I believe is Sunday. Let's see, what's today? Today is Friday, right? I believe it's Friday. I'm gonna double check here. Just so okay, yeah. So timing. Yep. Today's Friday. Tomorrow's Saturday. So day 2, and then so Sunday. So here's Sunday's outlook for severe weather. Now we actually do have a pretty decent risk here for severe storms. It's just a marginal risk here, level 1 out of 5. Like I said, I think that they brought this down to a minimal threat for now, at least, is because of that cap we were talking about yesterday. That big old blanket that's going to help prevent storms from firing off. We'll just have to see how that does play out there. We're kind of waiting to get more, mid-range model support and all kinds of things like that to give us more ideas. But for the most part, like I was saying, we are going to see, severe thunderstorms being possible across portions of Kansas, Nebraska, portions of northwestern Missouri into Iowa, portions of eastern South Dakota, as well as portions of Minnesota. I don't know if I mentioned Iowa. I think I did, but yeah, so those regions in the dark green has the risk for a few severe storms on Sunday, so watch out for that as this cold front will be driving its way through the region. Now, like I said, obviously the light green, that's another region where we are seeing the possibility of thunderstorms, but not really severe. The areas here in the light green, like I was saying, the light green is basically showing us where a few thunderstorms are possible, or a few thunderstorms cannot be ruled out, and the dark green is kind of where the region where we are seeing, where basically, severe thunderstorms will be possible. So what I was talking about, Wisconsin, yeah, you guys are going to stay in the warm sector for the most part. You are still going to get this cold front eventually, which will drop the temperatures for sure, but ahead of the cold front, you're going to likely get these thunderstorms, which will be possible across portions of Wisconsin. But like I said, severity is not really there across portions of Wisconsin. If we take a look at the day 4, which is Monday's risk, we actually don't have anything going on as of now. Okay, so that's something we do gotta, just keep an eye out for. Is obviously Sunday is a possibility for some, severe thunderstorm action, maybe even some thunderstorms across this whole entire central U.S. We'll definitely see how that does play out here for the most part. But anyways, we'll keep an eye on it. Definitely will watch it. Now, guys, I do want to do a little update and talk to you guys about what's going on here across the way in Mexico. We actually do have ourselves a tropical system that is currently kicking off across portions here of the way. This is Roslyn. Tropical Storm Roslyn currently kicking in at 70 mile per hour sustained, so it's almost at a hurricane force. Yesterday we were looking at 45 mile per hour sustained, so this thing's been rapidly intensifying, and honestly, this thing is expected to become a hurricane, potentially later on tonight into tomorrow morning. Definitely does look to be possible. So, anyways, but we track our way down here in time. Obviously, here's the thing. On western portions of Mexico, we are seeing these areas here that's expected to have some impacts here with the system. Shown in the blue here, this is our tropical storm warnings, where we are expecting tropical storm conditions. The areas here in the red, these are hurricane warnings, where we are expecting hurricane conditions. And the orange is hurricane watches, where hurricane conditions are possible, but we need a little bit more information before we can issue those warnings. So that is kind of what we are talking about here for the most part. So we got to watch out for this guy. It is expected to remain a Category 2 or be a Category 2 on landfall. So we're going to watch out for that. That will be making landfall, I believe, here on Sunday. If I'm not mistaken, let me actually double check on that. Yep, this will be making landfall kind of for the early portions here of Sunday. If we take a look here at my main screen, here is the official National Hurricane Center track. Once again, the pinks there, which was the orange on our screen, showing those hurricane watches and all kinds of stuff like that. We are seeing this. But yeah, this thing is expected to, definitely be a hurricane on landfall, kind of around a Category 2 storm. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll definitely watch it. This thing will definitely need monitoring. Like I was saying, it kind of looks like here a strong impact's going to happen here for early Sunday. Sunday is going to be the main day in regarding to heavy impacts in regard to hurricane conditions. So, anyways, but I do want to talk about another thing out here in the Atlantic. I see that Devin's writing me, or, asking about it. Yeah, I've seen this earlier. I've been monitoring this progression here earlier. There is a disturbance out here. It's kind of in a weird position, because usually these disturbances start up here, like in towards like the, just south of the Cabo Verdes, and obviously tracking west of Africa. But this one's kind of starting in a central Atlantic view, tracking its way here to the west. So, here's the thing. This one does have a chance of development, not really anything too crazy. The chances of this thing turning into a tropical depression or a tropical storm is a relatively low chance for now. 10% chance over the next 2 days, which is a 90% chance it won't form into a tropical depression or a tropical storm here the next 2 days, and 20% chance in the next 5 days. So honestly, I'm not worried about it right now. It might be something we should watch out for in the future. There's kind of just limited amount of supports here. Obviously, this is, I'm not too concerned about this here right now, but if anything does change, we'll definitely let you guys know. Like I was saying, right now, what I'm mostly concerned about is the possibility of the winter and severe weather possibilities here across the way. So, that's kind of what we are talking about here. Let's go ahead and see. Colton wants to know, will Texas see any rain from the tropical storm? So, it's a possibility. I'm actually going to go ahead and take a look here at the models with you guys once again here, just for a little bit. Honestly, anything like crazy rainfall, I'd say is quite unlikely for the most part. Let me actually switch on over here to the GFS model. as well as a closer view towards Texas to kind of show you what is going to be happening here. So let's go ahead and switch on back here to the models. So once again, times on the top right if you guys do want to follow along with us here. Anyways, but we take our way down here in time. Now, obviously, we are expecting a low pressure system to actually develop across the central and southern plains here for pretty much the 24th and the 25th, but this is not related to this one tropical system we are currently watching, in which that is Roslyn. So Roslyn, honestly, is not really expected to have any crazy impacts on Texas. If we take a look here at a different region, we'll actually pull up regions here in, let's try the Eastern Pacific. I feel like this is a good view because you got Texas involved as well as, obviously the Pacific there. But yeah, regardless though, yeah, the system is expected to drive its way through the region. It looks like most of the precipitation is going to be kind of just pulled away. It might be actually fueled up into this secondary low that's going to form across portions of, portions of Texas here for, like I said, the 24th and the 25th before moving northeastward. But that's kind of what we are seeing here for the most part. I don't think we're going to have any too crazy effects with rainfall in regarding to Roslyn in any form of way, but I do definitely tell you, I will definitely tell you that we are going to, continue to watch this here very, very closely. So, now I tell you what, I know probably a reason that you guys are here is for the possibilities of that winter accumulation. So we're going to actually go and talk about that here right now. We're going to go ahead and switch on over here, guys, to my other screen. Or my other program I use here, my other site that we look at. Also going to change the screen so it's a little bit easier to look at here for the most part. We're going to change this to the forecast loop here. We're going to go ahead and sign in really quickly. That way I can, get some more exclusive perks and stuff like that. But anyway, so we track our way down here in time. So you guys are wanting to know about that precipitation. We'll go ahead and switch on over here to the north central U.S. I feel like this is like a good area to look at in regarding to things. But once again, like I said, GFS model really showing a possibility of some heavy snowfall, especially more towards like regions of, Montana and the portions of Wyoming. Also the Dakotas too. Obviously the Dakotas too is going to be getting impacted here, but we'll definitely keep an eye on here for the most part. Now, if we take a look here at the precipitation in regard to this model, now I want to go ahead and say this model is an idea. This is not anything you should take to be 100% because no model is perfect. This model is far from perfect, in which, like I said, just get an idea based off of what is currently happening. So just get an idea what this model has to say. So, according to the GFS model, honestly, areas here in northeastern Montana could see well over a foot. According to, according to the GFS model here, places here towards like western North Dakota, kind of seeing maybe anywhere from, honestly, I'd say 5 to 8 inches or so, with locally higher amounts being possible. Once again, this is one model though. Moving on over here to the European model, there's obviously a bit of differences. Not really not even near a foot of snow across northeastern Montana. So there you go. Right off the bat, there is a little bit of uncertainty in regarding to snowfall accumulations. A little bit heavier across portions of western North Dakota. Some areas here getting up locally to 12 plus inches, which I wouldn't say is impossible, but I'd say it's, still being monitored here for the most part. Here's another one. This is the GDPS. This is our Canadian model. Not showing as much as neither of the two, which is definitely really, really interesting here. UK Met, which is the European model, the United Kingdom model, obviously showing not much anything either. Maybe a little bit more across northeastern Montana, maybe up to a foot being possible. So honestly, you can see how the models are kind of scattered all over the place here. This next model is the National Weather Service blend of models. Basically takes all these models, kind of blends them together, getting a an average of things based off of these models for the most part. Now, an average kind of shows things all pretty low values because, honestly, the thing is the models are all over the place. Some models showing heavy snowfall across portions of, eastern Montana, while others show it towards like western North Dakota, and they're kind of just all mixed matched and all over the place. So the reason that they're low here is because, first of all, between all these models, honestly, it's pretty, a pretty low chance. Or it's pretty unknown, I should say, at this point of where the heavy snowfall is going to be. So it's basically just playing it safe for the most part. But that's kind of what is going on here. Now, if we take a look across the upper northwest, these areas are going to see lots of heavy snowfall, especially across those upper elevations, as you actually can see. Obviously, some areas well over 12 inches. Some areas here up into 20s, at worst case scenario, according to the blend of models and stuff like that here. So definitely is quite interesting to see how this does play off here. For the most part, so we're just going to keep an eye on it, guys. We're definitely just going to watch out for it. Like I said, this thing could seriously have some impacts here down in time, and which I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here once again back on the future radar view, according to the NAM 3-kilometer model here. Let's go ahead and switch over here towards the United States view. Just to kind of play this in motion for you guys, if you guys are just now joining us and you're wondering what the whole big picture looks like, this is kind of what it's looking like. And like I said, right now, we are currently seeing that active pattern starting to actually occur. If you take a look here at this bottom brick here on the far right-hand corner, I'm moving around here, that is our current radar view, and that's obviously showing all of the precipitation that's currently falling across portions here of, obviously Washington into Oregon, Idaho, portions of Montana here as well, as you can actually see in the portions here of North Dakota. This is what's currently happening, and this is what's expected to happen down in time. So, obviously, the beginning of the system, as you can see, all this moisture moving in is already underway. We're already starting to see some of this actually transition into snow as well. If we take a look here across my actual radar view with precipitation type here, as you can see, that white starting to pop up there, that is actually the transition from normal precipitation being rain into snow. So the transition's already occurring. Snow is already starting to fall across portions here of the regions. Right now, portions of western Montana as well as Idaho is starting to see some snow. Also does kind of look like here towards Washington too. Is starting to see a little bit of snowfall as well. So, but that's kind of what is kicking off here for right now. Moving on back here to the models view, like I said, obviously what's happening here is we're going to have a bunch of moisture drive its way across portions of the way here, delivering some upper level snowfall. Obviously this low pressure system, kind of kicking off here for the most part. We track our way down here further in time, that low pressure system gets more involved. It gets a lot more stronger, and it really organizes itself across portions near like Nebraska, South Dakota. Once it moves out of those mountain ranges, it really gets a hold of itself for the most part. Then wraps in all the snowfall, allowing for heavy snowfall to be likely across portions here of central and eastern Montana. Who knows, possibly even into portions of Wyoming as well, and even portions of the western Dakotas, as the system will track its way up here to the northeast. And like I was saying, if we take a look here across portions of the central U.S., obviously here towards the central U.S., at the latest frame, at the last frame here, you can actually see some thunderstorms starting to fire off as a result of this cold front. And speaking of, like I was saying, it's not only the possibility of, winter weather in regarding to things, not just severe weather possibilities, not thunderstorms, not just snow, but also really cold temperatures will be a result of this here as well. If we take a look here across the way towards the lower portions, obviously here at the surface, you can see this very strong cold front, moving its way through the region. I mean, look at these. The temperature is actually skyrocketing here at the hottest part of the day here for the 23rd, kind of around 4 o'clock. Obviously, hottest point of the day here. Look at this. Portions of central Nebraska showing around 70, 80 degrees. And we track our way down here just a little bit later, and that quickly cools down into the 40s, which obviously is showing a dramatic shift in temperatures as a result from this system battling its way through. So this thing is definitely going to be moving a lot of cold air into the region here as well. Starting off quite warm, then cooling down pretty chill for the next little bit here. But other than that, my friends, that is kind of what we are looking at there for right now, my friends. So we're definitely just going to keep an eye on it. If we take a look here back at the GFS model and regarding the things, there you go. Once again, you can see that interaction of the cold front. Really very strong interaction here. Low pressure system tracking its way up here to the northeast. Freezing temperatures all the way here in the west, where the blue is located there. And obviously this big old line there, you can obviously see where the cold front's located. This line right here that you're looking at, that is the actual like I said, that is the actual cold front moving through. And then obviously after that, that's just kind of what we are talking about. So it's definitely something we do need to consider watching. I mean, this is definitely quite a nasty event we could potentially be seeing here. Like I was saying, thunderstorms, severe thunderstorms, we do have a risk for basically here for Sunday. And like I was saying, across portions here of the dark green, these are the regions where we are seeing, like I said, these are the regions where we are seeing obviously the threats here for possibilities of, some severe thunderstorm warning, or sorry, some severe thunderstorms. I wouldn't say possible warnings down in time, but we're a little bit too far away for all that fun stuff and everything like that. So just watch out for severe weather being possible Sunday here. Once again, Kansas, Nebraska, portions of Missouri, Iowa, as well as portions of Minnesota, portions of far extreme eastern South Dakota, as well as portions of far extreme western portions of towards Wisconsin. So that's kind of what we are talking about, my friends. Now, in regarding to the models about the severe weather, that's something we have not looked at here, my friends. So let's go ahead and switch on over here to the severe weather possibilities across the way. So let's go ahead and move on over here, guys, my friends, over here towards the risk area. Once again, across portions here of Minnesota, Iowa, mostly towards like Missouri, Nebraska, and Kansas. So let's go ahead and move on over here, my friends. So moving on over here, we're going to take a look here, first of all, at the overall instability. Basically just the overall amount of fuel, the overall energy that's in the atmosphere for thunderstorm development. Now, obviously, okay, in regarding the latest GFS model, there's a little bit of energy, as you can obviously see here, indicated in the purple. Now, is it anything crazy? Honestly, no. It's really not looking too insane. Energy values have actually rapidly depleted, rapidly turned down quite a bit. Obviously, rapidly kind of weakened, which is good news in regarding to maybe possibly less severe storms because they don't have enough fuel as they need. But there is still a very strong cap, what we call it, a very strong blanket, basically, that's preventing thunderstorms from rising. Thunderstorms want to rise, and obviously if there's a blanket, something pushing against it like a wall, it's not going to be able to rise, and that's kind of what the problem is, and that's kind of why it's all, striped there. It's basically showing there's a big old cap that's in effect here. Also, CIN, convective inhibition, showing negative 54, which is definitely really kind of a strong cap there. So we got to watch out for limitation on these storms that could potentially be firing off here. For the fun of it, we'll grab a sounding here across portions of northern Iowa. Just to get an idea, we'll kind of grab the sounding in a non-strong cap zone. Yeah, I mean, honestly, okay, here's the thing. What I believe the reason why we have this risk here is because, I mean, yeah, the wind supported. I mean, look at this. We have a very strong sickle shell. A sickle shape hodograph. I don't know where I got sickle shell. Anyways, a sickle shape hodograph there, showing that turning motion as you go up in the atmosphere. So starting off, the winds are blowing here to the north at the surface. Once the ground, here's the ground. And obviously here's the upper levels of the atmosphere. And you can see how they start pointing north and eventually they turn to the northeast. So obviously there is change in wind direction and wind speed as you go up in elevation, which is needed for like tornadoes to happen. So this is what we call the kinematics, or kinematics, however you want to say that. I've heard it go many ways. But anyways, so in regarding things there, like I said, obviously we have the wind shear. The winds are in place for this system to be severe and possibly deliver, some severe thunderstorms, which tornadoes could be a possible concern. But like I said, it's the thermodynamics that are a little bit interesting here. Like I said, the thermo is very dry here at the surface. First of all, you're very far spaced out dew points from your ambient dry bulb temperature there. Basically, your outside temperature between your dew points there is honestly quite far apart from each other. At the surface, we need a lot of humidity, a lot of moisture at the surface for thunderstorms to really thrive. And honestly, we don't really have that. There's really not too much energy in the atmosphere to allow for thunderstorms to happen. So, they're basically just putting this severe risk here just for good measures, just to be safe, I'd honestly say. And regarding the severe weather possibilities, I'd say that threat is actually decreasing as of now. But you know what? It's not the final. Obviously there can still be more things to happen. Models can still come to an agreement and stuff like that. But yeah, so that's kind of just something we do need to continue watching here. But anyways, that's kind of what's going on here, my friends. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update here. Rain wants to know, will I be live on Saturday and Sunday? So I think I will, for the most part. So Saturday's obviously here for tomorrow? Tomorrow we will see what time if I go live. I'll likely be live here around this time tomorrow as well, around 7 o'clock or so, just to give you guys information on this updates and stuff like that. By tomorrow we should have a lot better ideas of what to expect in regarding to overall snowfall accumulation, where the heaviest snowfall is going to be, as well as a bunch of sorts of other things, which is definitely, we're going to have a lot more information on this system, which will definitely be some good news. Like I was saying here, we're actually going to go ahead and play this once again, my friends. Basically, the precipitation, obviously the future radar based off of the NAM 3-kilometer model, which we're going to go and switch over here to right now. Time is in the top right. Like I said, obviously we're seeing tons and tons of energy, tons and tons of moisture really driving its way across portions of the upper northwest. Like I was saying, obviously in the blues indicating the heavy snow or the snow in general, and the green showing just that rain. Starting off a bunch of rain across the upper northwest is what we are currently seeing now. And like I was saying, right there at the bottom right of my screen, you can actually see that, my friends, that right there is right where we are seeing the precipitation already moving into the way. So that's already ongoing. The first stage has already happened here, starting off with all of this precipitation moving in, which we're kind of around, this stage here right now, which things are in line. Definitely things are in line here. Now, as we track our way down in time, obviously, for the next few days, as this low-pressure system's kind of caught up here in the mountain ranges, like I said, obviously kind of caught up here in the mountain ranges, still delivering some snow across those upper elevations. I mean, literally, honestly, I'd even say snow is possible across Washington, Oregon, possibly upper levels of California even, also towards like Nevada, upper levels. Well, remember, this is upper levels here. Utah definitely looking possible. Wyoming, Montana looks like it could be hit the worst. I'm kind of thinking Montana might get the worst of it, especially more east you go, the more possibilities of heavy snow there. Anyways, but we track our way down in time. The low pressure system becomes free from the Rockies, really kicks itself off here, really starts to strengthen across the central and northern plains, which is definitely some good news here for the most part, and regarding to the system anyways. But look at this, heavy snow wrapping in here from the system here. You can see heavy snowfall expected kind of for the afternoon hours here for the 23rd. This being here, I believe, on Sunday. Today's Saturday, tomorrow is, today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday, which is the 22nd. So yeah, 23rd will be Sunday. So really heavy snowfall expected on Sunday. Like I was saying, I mean, you can actually see here, according to the model here, these dark blues showing some very heavy rain bands. I mean, very heavy snow bands, showing some, really heavy snowfall occurring. So that's something that we really have got to look at here. Let me grab a sounding just to look at the atmosphere. So here's your freezing line, my friends. So here's basically the big, that's what we call a skew T. This is basically, basically just showing your temperatures and all kinds of fun stuff throughout the atmosphere. So once again, this is towards the ground here, right here towards the surface, and this is way up in the atmosphere. So, and if you take a look at this, the temperatures are actually represented. This is your freezing line. So anything over here is above freezing, anything over here is below freezing. And the red is showing your outside temperature, and honestly, if you know, it has to be freezing in order for, snow to really happen for the most part. But anyways, so yeah, all of our temperatures here across all the levels of the atmosphere is going to remain below freezing. So we're definitely looking pretty good with that. So I'm not really worried about this changing into really much of ice. I know that the title says ice. Honestly, that could still change. I mean, you can see kind of areas up here in Canada might have some ice troubles eventually. But I think this is going to be more of a snowmaker for portions like Montana. So now, honestly, we got to really be watching out for areas here. Obviously, we got to really be watching out here for areas in, Montana and stuff like that. So, Fork wants to know, could I look at future radar models for eastern Nebraska? Yeah, let's actually go ahead and switch this over here towards the way, towards like Nebraska. So there you go. There's Nebraska right there on the eastern side. So this model in particular doesn't go out too far. But I tell you what, you can see at the point where this low pressure system really kicks off across the central U.S., the central northern plains region. Obviously, at this point, driving in these thunderstorms, which if I switch over here back to my other screen so you guys can get a little bit more of a zoomed-in view of this, yeah, you can really see those thunderstorms firing off here, for portions of the 24th, which I believe that will be on Monday. So Monday, obviously Sunday and then Monday. Yeah, so late Sunday, kind of, as of now, kind of looking like a late initiation, kind of late thunderstorms might be possible. But that's kind of what we are looking at here for the most part. So yeah, we'll definitely watch out for it. Like I said, this thing has a lot of, impacts on it. Let's go and see. My mom says, hi, Drew. Love you too, Ma. Thank you for joining us. Glad to have you here, and I hope you're feeling better. But yeah, so like I said, obviously, I mean, this is going to have multiple impacts, not just from, snow, but also, cold weather, thunderstorms, you name it. I mean, there's going to be lots of impacts here with this. So, I tell you what, let's go ahead and grab a few more models here. Let's go ahead and take a look here across the way. Let's turn on the the snowfall depth, 10-to-1 ratio. It's going to see how much snow we are expecting according to the NAM 3-kilometer model. Now, like I said, what you're going to see here, don't trust this to be precise. Don't trust this to be exact. Don't expect anything of what you're about to see. Once again, this is experimental. This is just to look at what we could possibly see down in time. So, I mean, look at this. Lots of heavy snowfall. First of all, according to this model, maybe up to 12 inches or higher across some of those upper elevations between like Montana and Wyoming looking possible. Absolutely. Let's see. What about the NAM 12 kilometer? Yeah, so it goes a little bit more further out. So yeah, honestly, kind of it looks like heavy snow right there at the border between the United States and Canada, which is really crazy. Jazzy Mom saying, see you all tomorrow. Night, everyone. Stay safe. Stay healthy. You too, Jazzy Mom. Thank you so much for joining us. But yeah, so honestly, really, really interesting to see how this plays out here. FV3, this is another model. We're basically just browsing different model opinions here. This one kind of shows a little bit less, actually. So, like I said, it really just depends, because, like I was saying, I mean, for the most part, yeah, these models are all over the place. I mean, they're really all over the place. Here's a GFS model. I mean, GFS does show the potential of some heavy, heavy snowfall. Mostly across central and northeastern Montana. So, yeah, definitely something we got to watch out for. So, at this point, my friends, I want to go ahead and say, if you have any questions, throw them at us right now. You know, we're going to be here for you guys. I want to go ahead and, answer any last questions if you have any, guys, before we head off here for tonight. We did our little recap here for today. So, guys, I want you right now, if you have a question, comment it down below, and I will be here to answer your guys' questions. Once again, thank you guys for joining us today. Thank you guys for being a part of the channel. You all absolutely rock. If you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, my friends. It'd be greatly appreciated. You guys absolutely rock. Thank you all for hanging out with us. Like I was saying, honestly, just thank you guys for being here. It definitely does mean a lot. But like I said, we're going to be here for you guys for a little bit longer. So just, if you have any questions, now's the time to ask. If not, then we're going to head off here for tonight. And obviously tomorrow, like I was saying, around the same time, kind of around, 7 o'clock and stuff like that. Like I said, around 7 o'clock here, we are going to be doing another update tomorrow on this in particular system here. So, once again, if you have any more questions, my friends, please let us know. We got you guys covered. I want you guys to be safe. Definitely want you guys to be safe here. So, I got a question coming in from Angel saying, how's the weather report for Texas in a few days? So, here's the thing. Okay, so Texas, you guys are about to get some rain. There is actually a secondary low pressure system that is going to be forming across portions here of Texas, in which I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here right now. So if we take a look here back at the model, so here's the thing. So obviously, once again, time's on the top right for you. Right there, it's in regard to the model. First up here is the... like I said, here is the GFS model, but look at this. So low pressure system's going to redevelop. Another system's going to redevelop here, or develop, I should say, across portions of Texas, kind of for the 24th. This is right here for, I believe, Monday. Early the 24th into the 25th. So you guys are going to get some rainfall out of this, actually. Let's see, how much are we expecting total accumulated precipitation? Kind of pulling in. Wow, you know what? We actually might be seeing a lot of snow, or a lot of a lot of rain here. I'm just all caught up in the snow. Yeah, that's not your turn yet for snow down there. But let me actually pull this up on this model, or this site here. Which, if you take a look here at the total precipitation accumulation, yeah. So a lot of Texas. I mean, you guys are going to get some rain here, especially on the eastern side. Towards like Dallas area. I mean, we're potentially seeing maybe up and over an inch. Really being possible. Definitely something we should definitely really watch out for. So we'll see. Honestly, this is really going to be driving some heavy rain too. I just noticed here we should do this instead. Really heavy rain too across portions of, Missouri, Oklahoma, surrounding areas. Let's see here. Proxy with a $10 super chat. Thank you so much, Proxy. Once again, big shout out goes to you, saying excellent job. Always, Andrew. Thanks for being our eyes in the skies. Thank you for caring about us so much. Hey, Proxy, you're very, very welcome. And honestly, thank you so much for all your kind support. You absolutely rock, my friend. Thank you so much, Proxy. Once again, greatly appreciated. But yeah, honestly, yeah. So you guys in Texas are got to be bracing for some rain here. So definitely got to watch out for that. Let's see, European model. See what this has to say here. Yeah, pretty persistent, about an inch or so on the eastern side, about a half inch or so towards central, and more towards an inch, towards the eastern side. So watch out for that. That's kind of what we are looking at here. Let's see here. Megan says, hey guys, what's up, Megan? Hope you're doing all right. Let's see here. Blondie says 7 o'clock Eastern time. Yes, it will be Eastern time. Megan says, is it going to snow soon in Utah? So yes, Utah does look like you're going to get some snow. Now, for you specifically, like I said, you're towards St. George. I remember you saying that. For you specifically, though, since you're on the southern edge, honestly, it's going to be a little bit iffy here. Let's see. Honestly, it looks like you might get some winter precipitation. But like I said, that's one model. You can't trust that to be precise. But you know what? I'd say it's not impossible. Yeah, I'd say it's not impossible that you could see a few flurries or a few snow. Or a little bit of snow, I should say. ECMW, yeah, that one doesn't have precipitation type. Let's try this guy. Yeah, you can actually see this. I mean, look at this. You can actually see some snowfall towards the St. George area for the 23rd, being on Sunday. So, it's possible. I'd say you're right there on that ground where it looks like you're between the rain and the snow. So, I'd say it's not impossible, but it depends on how cold it gets for you. Let's see here. Angel says, okay, thank you. My son's birthday. Cool. Well, obviously, happy birthday goes to your son. Relay the message. Yeah, definitely happy birthday goes to you. Let's see here. I got another question coming in here from Proxy saying, Andrew, anything happening in Ohio over the next several days? So Proxy, if we take a look at the models, honestly, for the most part, it is relatively quiet for the next few days. If you look at it, it looks like, though, for like the 26th, yeah, so that low pressure system we were talking about going over Texas eventually will make it towards the Ohio Valley. In which obviously I'd even say that, like I said, obviously towards Ohio. Yeah, obviously towards like Ohio there. It definitely looks like you guys are going to get some soaking rain here kind of for the 26th. But this is still, several days out here. ECMWF model actually shows this happening earlier, I should say. Let's see, Broadway has become a member. Welcome to the Tropical Storm Club. Thank you so much, Broadway. Big shout out goes to you. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. You guys absolutely rock. Lillian, Proxy, as well as Broadway, thank you guys so much for your kind support. You guys absolutely rock. And like I said, if there's anything I can do for you all, if there's anything I can do to, make your life easier, if there's anything I can do to, help you guys out in any form of way in regarding to the weather, please let us know. Like I said, we're here for you. We're going to be here for a little bit for you guys. And obviously, I kind of want to be here a little bit longer than I have been the last few nights. Like I said, we've been doing about half-hour live streams the last few nights, some near an hour. We're at the 42-minute mark now. So I want to be here for you guys specifically. So I want to give you guys, information, as much information as possible. Like I said, obviously, the more we can prepare for the system, the more better we can pull through it, Absolutely. Let's see GFS. So like I said, we have a new run of GFS. I think just finalizing. I think this was the one we were looking at. Yeah. So this guy is just finalizing here for the most part. But let's see. Yeah. So this is the latest information. I mean, look at that though. I mean, really for those upper elevations here. Like I said, really for those upper elevations, it's going to get quite snowy. As indicated there in the blue. So really watch out for it. I'd even say like areas mostly towards like Montana. I mean, you guys are really looking, quite interesting here. Let's see here. Proxy saying, thanks, Andrew. You are awesome. So are the fine mods. Well, Proxy, thank you. Also, Proxy has gifted 5 more memberships. Proxy, you are on fire tonight. Thank you so much, Proxy. Big shout out. Let's go see here. Rain has a membership. Let's see, SD Gaming. Let's see, Dermeyer, I think, Dermeyer Farms, I think I said that right. Ashley, as well as Allie. Well, congratulations, you guys, or Allie. Congratulations, you guys, for getting memberships from Proxy. Yeah, Proxy is an absolute legend, so everyone please give Proxy a big thank you for all that they've done for us. Proxy, you're an absolute legend. Thank you so much. But like I said, yes, I mean, obviously you can kind of see the idea of this system here. I mean, this thing's really going to be strengthening here. Across portions of the central northern plains. Like I said, once this low pressure system kind of gets dislodged from the, from the Rockies, it's going to really amplify. And like I was saying, I mean, obviously areas like towards like Canada, I mean, you guys are going to get, yeah, you guys are going to get hit here pretty hard. In which, if I can try to find another view here, yeah, that's like the closest view we have. But here's the whole U.S. Or the whole North America's view, including Canada too. So you can actually see this system's going to be more of a winter storm for Canada. But, you know, obviously starting across the upper northwest. But look at this. Yeah, look at that towards Canada. I mean, this thing's going to really, yeah, really strengthen here. Really cool. But, you know, that just kind of goes to show you guys, that, you know, it's that time of the year again. It really is that time of the year. What is going on over here? Do y'all see that? Hey, don't trust that. If you see that little hurricane out there, it's really far out. This is for November 1st, so yeah, that's way too far out, my friends. So don't get freaked out if you see that. Just wanted to point that out for you. But yeah, absolutely. So this is going to have multiple impacts here regarding the things. And like I said, if you guys are just joining us here too, like I was saying, we also have a risk for severe thunderstorms on Sunday. Now, like I said, honestly, I'm a little bit skeptical. Honestly, I really, here's the thing. I really think that the storms are going to have a very hard time trying to fire off here across the dark green area. First of all, it's going to be quite late when storms fire off from what it seems here for the most part. But we'll see. I mean, according to some of these models, there's limited amounts of instability there. Which, you know, obviously need lots of energy in the atmosphere to produce thunderstorms. And honestly, it's looking like the models are showing less and less energy for thunderstorms. So I think thunderstorm severity might be on a downtrend, but I'm not going to let that latest model, you know, change my whole opinion on this. You know, obviously there's a lot more than just one model that you got to look at here. And I tell you what, we're going to switch on over here to the actual models here. We're going to switch over towards like the Midwest view to get an idea. Here's a NAM model. This one doesn't go out too far, but it does give enough information here. So you can kind of see, yeah, all these little splotches you see, guys, all of these are actual, like, you know, the instability that's there. And like I said, typically for thunderstorms, you want these values. I'm not expecting you guys to know what specific value means, but you want to see them above, like, 500 to produce thunderstorms and over 1,000 to produce some decent, severe thunderstorms. And we're seeing values here around 100 to 200, which, you know, honestly is really not much instability. I mean, at most here, I'm seeing about 500-600, which yesterday we were seeing about 1,000 plus. And, yeah, like I said, it really looks like that potential is really going down here for the most part. Let me try RAP. RAP doesn't go out as far. This is rapid refresh. Yeah, that's that's as far as we can go here for now. That's the latest model. So, but anyways, but yeah, we have ourselves, I mean, this one's showing a little bit more instability there, but also that blanket, that cap I was talking about here, is still a negative 30 plus, or minus, I should say, negative 30 minus, which is really not good, and that's really going to have a hard time firing these storms here. But like I said, I mean, obviously the winds are there. Say if somehow a strong thunderstorm manages to fire off and start to rise, we have a very strong wind field profile. You know, strong northerlies at the surface and eventually turning to northeasterlies towards the mid-levels of the atmosphere. Like I said, here's the ground. Here's where you and me are right now. At least I hope so. And obviously the mid-levels here. It's like the middle portion that's kind of around where airplanes fly, and obviously the upper portions of the atmosphere here. And so obviously thunderstorms want to rise, and as you go up, the wind speed changes in speed and in direction, which obviously is, you know, what we are looking at there. But anyways, but yeah, so like I said, it depends on if storms try to fire off here. I mean, the winds are there. You can even see it in the hodograph, like basically just showing a representation of the wind directional change with atmosphere and speed with elevation, I should say. But yeah, I mean, really showing that sickle shape hodograph there for the most part. So, you know, honestly, that is, that's kind of what we're looking at. You know, that really is kind of what we are seeing here. So, but like I said, my friends, I mean, if you got any questions for us, once again, if you're just now joining us, obviously welcome. Glad to have you guys here. We're just basically going over some, you know, analysis and model diving into this here. Here is the NamNest model. Kind of shows a break in the cap there. 800 plus mixed air cape. That might be better. This might be a little bit better conditions. We'll see. See what the sounding has to say about it. This one actually looks a little bit better in regarding to not as strong of a cap. Wow. Okay, first of all, that wind shear is all whack. That is really crazy. So, it does like a big old loop-de-loop kind of signature there. So the winds are kind of blowing to the north-northeast, and then they turn back, and then they turn forward. So that's honestly a little bit interesting. I will tell you, there's a lot more moisture, a lot more humid conditions at the surface there. As a result of that interaction between those two air masses. So, yeah, absolutely. I'd even say hail would be possible with this. So, honestly, yeah, this is a better sounding here, but also know that I'm pushing at the end of this model, too, and it's still several days out. So, this is going to change. I mean, it's absolutely going to change. So, honestly, it's good that they have the marginal risk there. Like I said, we had the severe weather threat across the dark green area. It's good we have that risk for severe weather here for Sunday, but I wouldn't, I'm not expecting any, like, crazy severe weather outbreak or anything like that. I mean, yeah, it's possible we could have a few severe storms, but, honestly, I'm more concerned about this winter weather mess than I am the possibility of severe storms. But who knows? I mean, that could obviously change. Obviously, we're going to get more information. We're going to gather more data on the storm as it is moving through. Like I said, right now we are in the beginning stages of this in particular system here, which is definitely interesting. And like I said, we're just now starting to see this thing unfolding in real time. And like I was saying, if we take you guys here back to the main models, for the most part, like I was saying, here's the NAM 3-kilometer model. If I take you guys here back to the main model here, you can see, obviously, all that rain really starting out across upper northwest. The blue showing that upper level snowfall, which is really, really, really happening there. But you can see, like I was saying, that low pressure system is really going to be just kind of hovering around the Rockies for the next few days as the system moves through. And eventually it breaks free, then goes out towards the Central Plains, and everything wraps up and heads up north. So, anyways, but yeah, so obviously I'd say Montana. I mean, honestly, Montana looks like you guys are going to be impacted the worst. Wyoming, even portions of northwestern Colorado. I mean, look at this. This is at its prime time here for Sunday, kind of around the afternoon hours. You can actually see how we are going to be seeing a big old jet of snow. Obviously a big old jet of snow across portions here of the upper northwest. Once again, like I said, Montana, Wyoming, portions of Colorado. I mean, yeah, you guys are definitely in the line of fire for some snowfall. And like I said, obviously, we just went over accumulations earlier, but it's still way too early to tell in regarding to how much snowfall we're going to get across those ways. But like I said, I mean, according to some of the models, they show decent amounts. For example, here, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys here once again some of these accumulations. But like I said, you can't trust these to be too precise. Anyways, but according to the GFS, the latest run showing well over a foot of snow across northeastern Montana for the most part. So honestly, really, well, watch what the other models have to say. So don't get your hopes up based off of this immediately. But anyways, but like I was saying though, this thing will track up some heavy snowfall across portions of the way. ECMWF model, regarding the snow, obviously shows a lot less snow for northeastern Montana. So there you go. There's your main difference right there. A little heavier for western North Dakota. So is it possible we could see over a foot across the state? Absolutely. Absolutely. Especially across those upper elevations too. I mean, regardless of the main line here for the most part. But like I was saying, I mean, obviously, like I was saying, across those upper elevations, I mean, yeah, you guys are going to be getting the heavy snowfall regardless. The reason is because, a lot of that, like I said, a lot of that is the fact that we are seeing this change because it's cooler up at those upper elevations. I mean, obviously, the higher you go up, the more cooler it does get. And obviously, with this being said, a lot of that normal rain that's going to be falling for most people would actually turn into snow. And so, therefore, you get more snow than you would rain because it's cooler, obviously leading to more accumulation. So, yeah, across those upper elevations definitely is really, really interesting here. Let's go and see here. Angel says, why am I not on TV weather yet, Andrew? You're better than the others are. They sure could use a great weatherman. Well, thank you so much for the great compliment there, Angel. Greatly appreciated. Now, like I said, obviously, I just like doing my own thing here. Honestly, like I said, if I was to do a local TV station, that's just covering a local area, and that's not what we're really all about. Like I said, I like to cover the whole U.S., and there's not many weathermen that actually do this. And like I said, that's the reason why we're here, is because, I can cover loads of areas. We don't specifically just zoom into one specific area like the Louisville Metro. We just talk about this whole area and that's it for the whole entire of our lives. No, that's not what I'm about, because if the more people we can cover, the more we can get the word out there. Obviously, with that being said, if I was in Louisville, which I'm near Louisville, like I said, obviously that's not gonna, this winter system's not gonna have much of any effect with us. And obviously I want to warn the people in the path across these areas that, obviously let them know there. But like I said, obviously I greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the nice compliment. But like I said, obviously I just want to help out as much people as I possibly can. Obviously I want to, keep you guys informed as much as possible. Like I said, it's the reason why we're live here. Like I said, we've been doing live streams for forever at this point. Obviously, it pretty much seems that way. And honestly, it's an honor to be here. It really is an honor to be here. It's an honor to, have such an amazing community out there. I literally can easily say that we have the best weather community here on YouTube. Obviously, I would definitely say that. So once again, everybody, just thank you so much for all of your kind support. You guys are the best. Honestly, if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here right now. Honestly, you guys make this happen. And so thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your guys' kind support. You guys absolutely rock. So, but anyways, my friends, like I was saying, we've been covering this for about an hour now, so I think we're going to get ready to head off here. Like I was saying, I just wanted to cover a little bit more today, just to kind of go more in depth with things. So we talked about, as a summary, we talked about what's currently happening. Like I said, we're starting to see the beginning stages here. I'm going to go ahead and draw this out for you guys one quick more time. But anyway, so first of all, we have a big old, jet of moisture moving across the upper northwest, delivering some snowfall now for portions of western Montana. This is going to kind of remain across the way here for the north, across the northwest for the next few days. And obviously this is going to be, delivering some snowfall. Low pressure system will really kind of just stall around the portions of those upper elevations, kind of getting cut loose into the northern central plains here, and eventually track its way up here towards Canada. And like I was saying, the heavy snowfall areas we're potentially going to be seeing is towards the regions here. Obviously towards like eastern Montana, Wyoming. Like I said, that's kind of where we are seeing that for the most part. But yeah. That is kind of indeed what we are talking about here. Let's go and see here. Thank you for all your coverage. You are awesome. You are absolutely very, very much welcome. That's what I'm here for, my friends. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Angel says, great answer, Andrew. Great answer, Andrew. Thank you. Much appreciated. You're very, very welcome, and thank you for your kind support. Let's see. Proxy says, an amazing community comes from a great channel host. Well, Proxy, once again, you as well. Thank you seriously so much. You guys absolutely rock here. Let's go ahead and see here. April says, thank you, Andrew. You're the best. You are as well, April. Always know that. Not Zach says, hey, Andrew. Hope you're doing well. How have I been? I've been pretty good. Hope you've been doing good as well. Let's go and see here. I was wondering if anything is supposed to hit me in Stewart, Iowa, of course. I heard it would, but I'd love an update. Thank you. You're very, very welcome. So yeah, Stewart, Iowa is at risk for thunderstorms. Like I said, honestly, I'm a little bit skeptical about these storms right now. Like I said, obviously there's a lot of, there is a lot of things that's leaning me both ways on this event. Yeah, there's tons of winds. The winds are in the right directions at the right speeds to produce severe weather of all kinds. But the problem is like I was saying, basically what thunderstorms do is they start from near the surface and they rise up. If you see those big old puffy clouds, how they rise up, that's a beginning of a thunderstorm. And here's what's happening is there's a big old blanket, a big old wall that's put in place across the atmosphere. So anything that tries to rise up is just going to be stopped by this wall. We know as CAP. We call this the CAP, or the convective inhibition, basically just, basically opposite effect for, rising of parcel, but that's too much far into it. But regardless, yeah, so it's basically a wall that's preventing thunderstorms from forming there, and it looks like that is going to be quite strong. So, honestly, where these storms fire off here and how strong they're going to be is still very much unknown at this time. Just like how it's very, very much unknown at this time with the amount of accumulation we're expecting. As we obviously seen firsthand, that we were seeing, I mean, tons of different opinions from all the models here. So, like I said, tomorrow we will have a better update. I tell you tomorrow we will have a much better idea as models, mid-range, short-range models start to come in. We start to get more ideas, more, opinions on this. And obviously, with that being said, this will give us plenty more stuff to talk about here. But anyways, so like I said, for you specifically in Stuart, Iowa, as you can actually see if you go ahead and zoom in here, here's Stuart off of Interstate 80. Yes, you are in the middle of the risk here for some thunderstorms here. Still a few days out. This is for Sunday, so just keep an eye on it. Obviously, tune in tomorrow if you can, not Zach, so that I can give you a better update here tomorrow and everything like that. So, yeah, so just watch out for it. And regarding the winter weather, nah, you're not going to see any winter weather with this in particular system anyways. But just know, we're getting to that time of the year, my friends, where more winter storms are going to start to become a little bit more common. Absolutely. It's hard to believe we're almost in November. Crazy, huh? It really is crazy. So, so absolutely. Let's go ahead and see here. So happy to be part of this community. I'm happy to have you here, Megan or Moo. Let's go ahead and see you here. Are always looking forward to catching up and learning? Absolutely. Y'all keep me going. Oh, well, Megan, thank you for being here. Let's see here. Angel says, that's good, Moo. Glad you're here, too. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see here. What is the schedule for tomorrow? I think that's what you're trying to say. So tomorrow we're doing another live stream at 7 o'clock, like we have done today for the last few days. We're going to be talking more about the updates and stuff like that, and regarding the things. I just noticed I keep on saying a lot. But yeah. So yeah, we are going to be seeing another live stream here at 7 o'clock tomorrow. Not Zach says, all right, sounds good. Thank you for all your help. We wouldn't be here without you either. Well, not Zach, thank you so much for your kind support as well. But all right, my friends, like I said, I think that's going to go ahead and wrap it up here for today. We have officially reached our 1 hour mark, so we did a pretty decent live stream here for today. I only ask for one thing, guys, is if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button, my friends. It'll be greatly appreciated. If you have not, be greatly appreciated. Obviously, it'll keep you guys up to date. It'll also help spread the word of the channel. And also consider sharing this channel with your friends and family as well, and tell them to share amongst their friends as well. Because, honestly, we're building quite the amazing community here. We really are. And I'm very thankful for each and every single one of you guys. Every single one of you guys, you all matter. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate every single one of you. We absolutely, no matter what anyone says, we have the best community on YouTube in regarding to the weather. In general. We have a really amazing community, and honestly, I'm super thankful for you guys. So thank you guys so much. But all right, my friends, let's go see. Looking forward to tomorrow's live stream. I'm looking forward to having you here, Proxy. Once again, thank you, Proxy, for all of your kind support. Thank you, everybody, for all your kind support today. Big shout out goes to Broadway as well as Proxy and Lillian for our kind donations here. You guys absolutely rock, as well as the memberships. So thank you guys seriously so much for all your kind supports, and thank obviously yourself for being here. Thank you guys for obviously being here. Let's go and see here. Keep positive and keep smiling for both sets of teeth. Blessings to you all. You too, Angel. Thank you so much for joining us today. Let's see. Not Zach says be here tomorrow. Well, I'll see you here tomorrow, my friends. Let's see here. Consider being a NWW16 channel member. Like I said, even if you can't afford that, I understand. I completely get it. Some people don't have the finances to do so, which, don't get me wrong, I totally understand. Just you guys being here and hanging out with us and, being a part of this community is way more than enough. And just thank you guys so much. All right, my friends. Well, that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. Got a few things I got to do here for tonight. Hang out with the fam and stuff like that. But all right, my friends, thank you guys for joining us here for today. We're going to go ahead and switch on over here to the ending screen here for tonight. Like I said, we're going to catch you guys tomorrow at 7 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Central, which will be 5 o'clock Mountain and 4 o'clock Pacific. So hope to see you guys there here for tomorrow. Once again, everybody, thank you so much for joining us here for today. And all right, my friends, I'll catch you guys here in the next one. First of all, Proxy saying, okay, that's one of the comments I already read. But once again, Bez, thank you so much for being here. See, Proxy says, I'll help with the memberships. Well, Proxy, hey, don't worry about it. You've already helped this channel out so much. So honestly, like I said, if you do not have to do as much support as you do. Proxy, even you just being here is greatly appreciated. But all right, my friends, that's going to wrap it up here for tonight. Thank you guys so much for all of your kind support. And all right, my friends, catch you guys here for tomorrow. Peace out, y'all.
Heavy at times above 7,000 feet. Total snow accumulations of 2 to 6 inches below 7,000 feet, except 8 to 14 inches above 7,000 feet and across ridge tops and passes. Winds could gust as high as 40 miles per hour. Where? Idaho Central Mountains above 7,000 feet, Galena Summit, and Stanley Basin. When? From 6 p.m. this evening to 6 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time Sunday. Impacts. Travel could be difficult at times, especially over mountain passes where blowing snow is possible. Additional impacts. Backcountry enthusiasts and hunters should be prepared for wintry conditions and the potential for hypothermia if caught in a storm unprepared. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency. The latest road conditions can be obtained by calling 511. Winter storm warning in effect from midnight tonight to noon Mountain Daylight Time Sunday above 6,000 feet. What? Heavy snow expected above 6,000 feet. Total snow accumulations of 7 to 13 inches. Lower snow totals of 1/2 inch to 3 inches at lower elevations, including Salmon, from Saturday night through Sunday. Where? Bannock Pass, Highway 28 Tenboy to Lone Pine, Highway 93 Lost Trail Pass to Gibbonsville, and Lemhi Pass. When? From midnight tonight to noon Mountain Daylight Time Sunday. Impacts. Travel could be very difficult. Prepare for slick road conditions and reduced visibility during periods of moderate to heavy snow. Additional impacts. Backcountry enthusiasts and hunters should be prepared for wintry conditions and the potential for hypothermia if caught in a storm unprepared. If you must travel, keep an extra flashlight, food, and water in your vehicle in case of an emergency. The latest road conditions for the state you are calling from can be obtained by calling 511. This is KPS 509 broadcasting on a frequency of 162.500 megahertz. Here are the 5 p.m. observations for east central Idaho, western Montana, northwest Wyoming, and eastern Washington for Friday, October 21st. At Salmon, it was cloudy. The temperature was 66 degrees, with a dew point of 26 and a relative humidity of 22%. The wind was west at 9 miles an hour. The pressure was 29.54 inches and falling. At Dillon, it was cloudy. The temperature was 61 degrees, with a dew point of 25 and a relative humidity of 25%. The wind was southwest at 18 miles an hour, gusting to 30. The pressure was 29.52 inches and falling. At Coeur d'Alene, rain with a temperature of 37 degrees. At Lewiston, rain with a temperature of 49 degrees. Some observations from around the Intermountain region. Throughout the region, skies